Hello, my reality vendors. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dominique Davis, also known as BrownandBendy, and here on this channel, we practice flexibility of the mind, the body, and the spirit. If you like my top, it's by Ebby. I'm an affiliate with them. You can shop down in the description box. Anything you buy from them helps support the channel. Okay, let's get into it. Good stuff. We have some good stuff today. I think that we need to begin revisiting the concept of identity programming because I think that even though as a community we understand the concept of it, I don't know if we really as a community understand the magic of it. What really helped me at the beginning of my journey was turning down the emotions on my past and more so becoming a scientist, understanding that I could decide who I wanted to be through my belief system and then seeing the reflection of that in my reality. And based on what we've been talking about over the past few weeks, I think that we've been talking about very specific beliefs. Like, I'm going to change this belief so I can tweak this part of my personality, or I'm going to change this belief to tweak this part of my personality. And that's all fine and good. It depends on where you are in your journey. But when we talk about uprooting our entire belief system and changing our identity, that's when I think we can start to talk about having a lot of freaking fun, right? So I don't think that there's anything wrong with identity reprogramming. I've reprogrammed my identity 3, 4, 5 times in my lifetime. And each reality was wonderful, but every reality gave me information to help me develop what else I wanted to gain from life. We got to get rid of the ego. We got to get rid of the I know everything. I know how I want my life. What I manifest is going to be perfect. We got to get rid of that type of thinking and more so be open to the journey, which we talked about yesterday. I'm dehydrated. Okay, I'm going to drink some water after this. So, all of that being said, I want to quickly talk about a study that was done in 2015 in Germany. I'm going to put the link to an article about it in the description box, but it was a study done on a woman who has dissociative identity disorder, in which, it used to be called multiple personality disorders, and some of her personalities were blind. So they did test on her and they found out that when she was switching personalities, the personalities that were blind based on the brain function were really blind. And to me, that tells me that whatever we believe to be true creates our reality. I don't need any more proof. I didn't need proof, but when I read about that article, I was just like, well, this is just another tack on that side of the board, So when we think about our belief system, again, I feel like we've been talking about tweaking and molding small parts of our belief system, but let's talk about it more in a way of I am changing my entire identity. I'm changing my entire belief system. Yes, keeping what serves me, but changing everything else. Because I am a really big believer that small beliefs that we think aren't connected to anything in our lives, I believe that even the smallest belief can color the way that you look at anything in your life, even if you don't believe that it connects. So to further explain this, let's talk about scripting. It's my scripting journal. I'm not very far into it yet, but I have a few pages. And this is going to be coming out eventually. I don't know when, but it's coming out eventually. But this is my scripting journal that I designed. Be prepared to see it a lot on the channel because we're going to be talking about scripting a lot more. What scripting is writing about an experience that you've already had or are currently having from the perspective of your new personality. And what this does, your new personality or your new reality. And if you've been on the channel long enough, you've heard me say your personality defines your reality. So the two are really interchangeable. I feel like I'm really starting to nerd out, and that's okay. That's okay. This is a safe space. So when you script, you are writing about a scenario that you have experienced in the past or that you are currently experiencing from the place of your new personality. And the magic of scripting is if you do it once in your life or if you do it twice in your life, you get that good feeling and you move on. And that's fine. That's wonderful. But if you make it a daily practice, that's when you start to define those little cracks and crevices in your belief system that you otherwise wouldn't have been able to shine a light on. That's what I want to talk about. Okay, I was making sure the mic was up here, not like knocking against my jeans. So when you script on a daily basis, you're able to really get into those cracks and crevices of your belief system. That is where the identity shifting comes from. Based on our ego and based on wanting to get our manifestation as quickly as possible, we tend to only want to focus on the big life-changing shifts that we want to occur. But a lot of the time, the life-changing shifts come from subtle changes in our perspective. Subtle changes that a lot of the times we don't identify unless we are psychiatrists or we're psychoanalyzing ourselves. And I don't know about you, but that's not my favorite pastime, psychoanalyzing myself, because I think that's a great way to overjudge yourself. That being said, we can bypass overjudging ourselves. We can bypass being so hard on our current belief system by just demonstrating to ourselves what we want our lives to look like. Instead of paying so much attention to what we don't want, we can start shifting our attention to what we do want. And by taking the time every single day to shift our attention to what we do want, we are letting our brain start processing this new information so that we can start seeing how to get there. Now, going back to what I was talking about as far as your belief system, or how did I want to phrase this? What your brain believes is what manifests inside of your body. What your brain believes creates whatever you have going on in your body, and it creates whatever you have going on in the reality that you live in. So the belief system is very complex. And if we do not build a world in which our belief system is rooted, there will be plot holes, if you will. Like, for example, if we just want to say, I want to be wealthy. So every day we're scripting, I want to be wealthy. I want to be wealthy. Every day we're scripting, I'm financially free. I'm financially free. That does work. I don't want you to think that does not work. That does work. We are able to open our perception and our minds to being people who are wealthy and financially free. But when we add scripting to that, instead of just saying, I'm wealthy, I'm abundant, I'm wealthy, I'm abundant, we're able to say, today I woke up at 9 a.m. and I turned my alarm clock off because I had an extra hour of sleep, because I love being in control of my own schedule. I slept in and then I woke up and ordered DoorDash to my house and had breakfast in bed because I wanted to take my time to relax. Through doing something like, and that's not for everybody, that's not everyone's steez, but by doing exercises like that, you're able to pull out of your subconscious, how do you want to spend your time in your new reality? What will you do in your new reality? Because that way you're able to figure out what you like and what you don't. So instead of just focusing on being financially free, focusing on being wealthy, instead you're building a world. And you're building the personality that lives inside of that world. And by building that world and that personality, you are giving your brain information. And the more information you give your brain, the easier it makes it for your brain to create that reality for you to live in. But if we don't do that work, if we don't create that foundation, there come the plot holes. So when it comes to what I was saying earlier about the person who had personalities that were blind, therefore when they were in that personality, they were blind. What I'm saying is, if we give our brains a full understanding of the personality we are shifting into, we will have no choice but to experience that reality, because it is created in a way where we understand every part of it. Kind of like if you were, I know we keep talking about video games, but think about video game developers. Think about a video game going from somebody's mind to them building it through CGI, right? And I don't know if you guys kind of like the Matrix, kind of like, I don't know if you guys remember think of like just black, seeing just like a black abyss, and then you see the grids, and then you see the digital image put on top of the grids, and slowly but surely the world becomes more and more and more detailed. That's what I'm saying. I didn't know if I was going to get there, but that's what I'm saying. So let's take our time to process everything we need to process about our past and take the time to process everything we need to process about emotions. But if you are truly ready to jump into that new reality, if you are truly ready to live it, to experience it, you have to define who you are in that reality, and you have to build that reality for yourself. Because if you do not build that reality for yourself, you're going to end up experiencing a reality that has where parts of that reality don't necessarily translate to what you truly enjoy. I do think that a lot of us have limiting beliefs that say, well, life can't be 100% wonderful. Yeah, it can. Yes, it can. But you have to design it because, and then like, let's just go to psychology. Let's just go to psychology. If you design it through scripting, you're subconsciously telling yourself what situations to look for, what circumstances to be attracted to. If you say, I'm financially wealthy, and then you script every day about how you are enjoying your financial freedom in different ways, you are going to be giving your brain a standard. So as you're moving through real life, your 3D reality, your brain's going to say, this aligns with that standard, and this does not. Okay? I've been just talking. I love you guys so much. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up so other people on the platform know that it is valuable. If you would like me to expand on anything that I talked about, let me know down below and I'll be happy to. Last but not least, please make sure that you are subscribed so that you can become a reality bender yourself, join the Bendy Bunch, and be notified when I come out with new uploads. I love you so much. I will see you next time. Bye.